If you're 65 or older, one overlooked box on your next license renewal can cost you $500, weeks without your car, and a fight to get your keys back. The government won't warn you first. And the single biggest trap of all, number 5, isn't even a real rule. Stay with me to the end, because that's the one almost everyone gets completely backwards. Number 1. The vision test that fails more seniors than any road test ever will. 41 states now check your eyesight when you renew, and the age it kicks in is younger than most people think. In Georgia, every driver 64 and older must pass a vision exam at every single renewal. In Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico, it's every renewal once you turn 65. Ohio, Oregon, and South Dakota add their own age-based eye checks in that same window. And California makes you appear in person and pass a vision test the moment you hit 70. The legal bar in most states is 20/40ths acuity in at least one eye. Miss that one line on the chart and the clerk cannot legally hand you a full license. Here's the trap. Most seniors walk into the DMV cold, not having seen an eye doctor in 3 or 4 years, assuming last year's glasses still pass when their prescription is quietly slipped. A cataract forming so slowly you never notice can drop you from 20/30ths to 20/50ths in a single year. You miss the chart by one line, and you don't walk out with a renewed license. You walk out with a referral, a restriction stamped on your record, or a temporary permit while you scramble for a doctor's note. The most common restriction they slap on is daylight driving only, which quietly bars you from driving after sunset. For someone who plays cards on Thursday nights, that's half a life gone over one eye. Picture a woman in Phoenix who's driven 40 years clean, denied at the counter over her right eye, now out $180 for a rushed exam and new progressive lenses just to drive to church, and 2 weeks stuck asking neighbors for rides. The fix costs almost nothing. 2 weeks before your renewal date, book an eye exam. If you need a stronger prescription, get the glasses first, then renew wearing them. If your license already says corrective lenses, wear them to the counter. Showing up without them can get you flagged on the spot. One appointment is the difference between 15 minutes and losing your keys. Number 2. The in-person rule that quietly kills mail and online renewal. For most of your life, you could renew by mail or with a few clicks online. That stops at a certain age, and the age is lower than you'd guess. Alabama forces in-person renewal at 62, the youngest trigger in the country. Most other states flip that switch at 65, 70, or 75. California draws its line at 70, Texas at 79. Here's how good people get burned. The renewal notice arrives, they do what they've always done and renew online. The system quietly rejects them because of their age. And they assume it went through because no error ever reaches them. Weeks later, they're driving on an expired license and don't even know it. Then a routine stop or a small fender bender turns into a citation for driving unlicensed, a fine that runs $100 to $300 in most states, plus a reinstatement cost that can add another $25 to $75, plus a mark that can quietly raise your insurance for years. A man in Alabama once drove 4 months past his expiration because his online renewal silently failed. One broken taillight stop cost him $240 in a day in traffic court, and his premium climbed $60 a month at his next renewal, $720 over the following year for a box he never knew he had to check. The fix: the day your notice arrives, read the very top line. If it says you must appear in person, book that appointment the same week. Senior slots fill fast, and walking in cold can mean a 3-hour wait or getting turned away. Never assume this year works like last year. And remember, number 5, the one waiting at the end, is the trap that drains seniors the most, and it isn't a DMV rule at all. Number 3, the renewal clock that gets shorter without ever telling you. Under 65, your license might be good for 8, 10, even 12 years. That long clock gets cut short as you age, and nobody mails you a flashing warning. Arizona is the clearest example. Younger drivers ride a renewal cycle that runs until age 65, but at that birthday, you're forced onto a 5-year renewal instead. Florida requires drivers 80 and older to renew every 6 years and pass a vision test each time, and other states quietly shorten the window too. In Illinois, drivers 81 to 86 renew every 2 years, and at 87 it drops to every single year. The trap is simple and expensive. You memorized your old habit. You picture a renewal years away, and the real date is sitting much sooner than you think. You miss it, and now every mile you drive is a ticket waiting to happen and a reinstatement fee waiting to hit. Think of a retiree in Tucson who assumed his license lasted a decade like always, only to learn at a police stop that it had expired 18 months earlier. A mistake that cost him a $175 fine, a $30 late fee, and a full day redoing paperwork, all because he trusted the 12-year cycle he'd had at 50. The fix takes 2 minutes right now. Pull your physical license out of your wallet and read the expiration date out loud. Don't trust your memory, read the card. Write it on your kitchen calendar and set a reminder 60 days ahead. 60 days gives you room to book the eye exam, get any doctor's note, and grab a DMV appointment before the date passes. The seniors who lose their license to this never saw a villain. They just trusted a deadline that quietly moved up on them. Number 4. The medical review that can pull your keys on someone else's word. This is the one that feels unfair, and it is very real. In most states, if your own doctor diagnoses a condition that could affect your driving, a stroke, a seizure, advancing memory loss, certain vision problems, they can be legally required to report it to the DMV. California, for one, requires physicians to report any diagnosis of dementia or a lapse of consciousness within 7 days. A worried family member or a police officer can file a written statement too. Once that report lands, the DMV can order you to complete a medical report form filled out by your physician, and until it comes back, your driving can be restricted or suspended. Here's the quiet cost nobody mentions. You may get only a 45-day temporary license while you chase paperwork. Your doctor may charge $50 to $100 for both the form and the visit. And if your license is suspended, getting it back means a reinstatement fee. $50 in a state like Delaware, more in others, stacked on top of the medical bills. Imagine a man whose daughter reports him after one scare. Suddenly he's surrendering his keys for 6 weeks over a form sitting on a doctor's desk, paying $90 just to have it signed, and spending $300 more on rides to his own appointments while he waits. The single mistake that turns weeks into forever is missing the deadline on the form. Let the return window lapse and the temporary permit expires, and now you're driving on nothing at all. The fix is to stay ahead of it. If you live with a chronic condition, ask your doctor point blank what they're required to report, and keep your treatment documented so if a review ever starts, you hand over a clean file instead of scrambling. And never ignore a DMV medical letter. The fastest way to lose your keys for good is to let that 45-day window quietly run out. Number 5. The new 2026 federal driving law that does not exist. Here's the one most people get completely backwards. Right now, your Facebook feed, your inbox, maybe a video you half-watched, is warning you about a brand new federal rule for drivers over 70 taking effect in 2026. Mandatory nationwide tests, a $500 penalty, a crackdown on senior drivers. Listen closely. There is no new federal senior driving law. There never has been one. Licensing in this country has always been controlled entirely by the states. Washington has no power to set your renewal rules, and no federal agency is handing out a $500 senior driving fine in 2026. Those posts are AI-generated, stitched together from real state rules and pure invention to go viral and, in the worst cases, to phish you. The real trap was never a law. It's the scam riding on the fear. One retiree in Ohio typed her card number into a fake DMV compliance fee page and lost $300 before her bank froze the charge. Another clicked a texted Renew Now link and handed thieves the social security number that reopened as 2 fraudulent credit cards, running up $1,100 before the alerts caught it. Anyone who tells you to click a link, pay a fee, or hand over your social security number to comply with the new 2026 driving rule is trying to rob you. Real DMVs never text you a payment link, and they never take a renewal fee by gift card. And here's the twist that proves the whole thing is fiction. While those posts scream about a crackdown, Illinois just did the exact opposite. On July 1st, 2026, its Road Safety and Fairness Act raised the age for a mandatory behind-the-wheel test from 79 all the way to 87, loosening the rules on older drivers, not tightening them. The scare is a lie. The only rules that touch you are your own state's. So here's your one step this week. Ignore the viral headlines and go straight to the source. Type your state's name plus DMV senior license renewal into your browser, or call the number on the back of your license, and confirm 3 things: your exact renewal date, whether you must appear in person, and whether you need a vision or medical form. 15 minutes on the Real website beats a month without your car. If this helped you drive with peace of mind, subscribe and share it with someone over 65. The scam only works on the people who never heard the truth.